Ancestors, please open the womb of our mind, the womb of our heart, and the womb of our sacred seat. Help our words to heal, our hands to spread all of our energy to our community, and our feet to continue to walk the path of the ancestors with our family. We call on our ancestors, both known and unknown, to work with us as we finish our gateway of sacred foods, so we can finish strong, so that we can eat foods that are healthy, so that we can eat foods that give us vitality, strength, and nutrition. We ask those ancestors to come into our kitchen, to come into our shopping habits, so that we can have a healthy kitchen where we stir the pot full of love and serve it to our family and ourselves. Ashe. Welcome to the Sacred Sister Circle. I am Sacred Woman Practitioner Tatami, and this is my daughter Kehinde, and we are going to be hosting a circle today for the closing of the Gateway of Sacred Foods, Gateway 2. Next week, I believe we are going to be moving on to a new month. So we're going to be doing our 7-day challenge, talking about what that entails. And we're also going to be doing some just dancing, womb dancing, feeling our energy, and moving, and see how we feel.
Okay, go do this, okay?
Okay. And so we're going to start off today with maybe some songs from the Sacred Woman CD, and then just some instrumental music, instrumental hip hop beats to get in tune with our body and just focus on moving and getting in tune with ourselves. I'm so excited to be back after last week being so ill. So I'm really excited that I was able to heal up emotionally and physically and all of those things, and come back today, and we can finish up nice and strong. Oh, that didn't sound good. So without any further ado, let's start the music and move how you see fit. If you just choose to meditate, if you choose to move slow, move your hips, move your arms, just sit. However it is you feel the need to move today, work in your sacred movement and interpret the music and your own body and energy.
Woman land, sacred. I'm in the mud woman land. Hey, yeah.
I am I.
Oh, why is it
I'm in the mud woman land. Hey, yeah. 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 I'm in the mud woman land. Woman of the earth. I'm in the mud woman land. Of divine spirit. I'm in the mud woman land. Devotee of the flame movement. I'm in the mud woman land. Thanks and honor to the mother. I'm in the mud woman land. Mother side of the creator. I'm in the mud woman land. I hold this vow to you. I'm in the mud woman land. To the ring of the tide. I'm in the mud woman land. Heal us through the mud woman land. The power of this land. I'm in the mud woman 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 land. Time.
I am asked, the Great Mother. I come forth, I shine. I go in and I come to life. My seat is on my throne. I sit in the pupil of my eye by it. I have commanded my seat. I rule it by my mouth, speaking and in silence. I maintain an exact balance, season from season. What is in the divine, I am one, coming from the Almighty One. My seat is on my throne, and I shall not.
Have a peeking. Peace.
They say the way is dead. They say our way is no more. And that the Nile Valley legacy ended thousands of years ago. But we are here, and we do remember. I am the shrine. I am the temple. I am the sanctuary. I am the church. I am the mosque. I am the cathedral. I am holy land. I am the altar. It is lodged in our DNA, tapped down deep in our melanin, our Kamor. So we traveled deep within, and we fasted and we prayed. And then one day, one by one, Jarastafari, Shalom, Alhamdulillah, Hare Krishna, Hare Bo. Then two by two, Namyo Kurenge Yo, Hallelujah, Aho, Ashe. Then thousands began to wake up to the ancient healing Nile Valley legacy. At a pull to the returning lotus woman within you. We are here. We are here.
Oh, Mama.
Please don't push anything.
Okay.
All right. I don't know what happens. I don't know if it's what I'm doing that always makes that happen. Okay. Well, let's get into it. I see number 6 on there. Let me get my information. Okay, so today's sister circle is kind of quick in the sense that, you know, we have our laws to go over, we have our Adinkra studies, we have a little bit to talk about food wise, but it's only like 2 pages compared to like last time, which was, you know, going over all of those recipe ideas, which I think is so important, you know, for people to hear, which is why I do it, even though it feels like such a mundane part of the book. I'm like, it's such an important thing to actually hear the recipes, because people will just be like, oh, just substitute everything. And, you know, your mind feels really blank when it comes to a whole diet change. Is it windy outside? It's so windy, huh? I see the trees are really moving. It's really weird out there. But yeah, it's hard, you know, so hearing actual words that can be applied in real situations, I think really helps. Especially, yeah, I don't know. I like I said, I was having such a hard week last week. Like that's why our hair is a mess. We're both out here just rocking like 5-day out wash and goes. I don't know, 6. Like usually we don't go this long. I'm like, whatever, we did our best. we did our best last week. So yeah, it's just as easy when you know things. It's easy when you know what it is you're looking for in the store, what it is you're looking for online to buy, what you should have as staples. I see that little one has flowers. That's my favorite bead too. I like that one. So let's start with our MOT studies, our 42 laws studies, and our Adinkra. The MOT ones, I choose to do the 42 laws of MOT because I do feel like living a moral code is in essence what a lot of African traditional religions do have a kind of moral code to them, which I find really, you know, I welcome that. I really like that because I feel like having a moral code versus having commandments, it's more powerful in a sense. Not more powerful necessarily, but it's just a different kind of powerful when it comes to having a moral code that you yourself abide by, as opposed to like laws and commandments that you follow that are not so much because of being a better person, but because of like whatever gain you have. So there is like a gain in the Egyptian sense of, you know, do you need help with the book? Of gaining, you know, having that light heart. But I do feel like the benefits of having that light heart often do reflect on others for having followed the 42 laws. When you follow the 42 laws of Ma, it's like a way of communally affecting other people with your decision to be moral. Whereas, you know, oh no, I'm like running out of powers. And it covers such a broad range of, you know, what you would run into in your everyday life, that I just feel like they're just so much more community oriented, so much more community based. And that's one of the reasons why I chose for us to go over the laws every single day. So let's see. Our one for today is I will not cause the shedding of tears. And this one can feel so simple just because it, I mean, it is. It is a really simple idea. Oh dear, Tyra. You're really going in, huh?
Okay, no. Okay, Mama. Wait. What is Mama? What?
Okay.
Okay.
Excuse me. You're sitting on it. Okay. Let's see here. All right. So anyways, I don't even remember where I left off talking about why we studied it or whatever. No, I think we were on to actually talking about it. I will not cause the shedding of tears. This one is so powerful because it again, it's such a communal thought. It's such a personal thought. Shedding of tears is such, you know, it's like it can feel like it's not that big of a deal to a lot of people, but I feel like in this sense it can be talking about like bullying, which I feel like is a huge issue. Word choice, your choice of words can either cut somebody down or build them up all in the same situation. You know, your choice of reaction to something. It's like it's all a matter of difference, you know. It's like if somebody says something to you, like you could be pissy about it, or you could be super understanding and totally change their perspective and their mood for the day. And I also think it applies in the sense of root working, because I think a lot of people, especially because we're in such an emotional state and we're trying to reclaim a lot of our power, a lot of people are really eager to jump to the most like crazy of solutions. Like they're like I don't know, just, you know, just really kind of almost horrific ideas that are like, oh, like that probably shouldn't even cross your mind. Like you have a lot to unpack there. And so I think, you know, considering even with your root work, like unless it's you actually retaliating something back to like an adult who's also retaliating at you, you know what I mean? Like something like that. The first response shouldn't always be to, you know, throw roots at somebody in a way that will totally ruin their life, cause tears, cause, you know, any sort of serious damage that you intended. Obviously, if you just like reversal spell and like someone dies, I mean, that seems pretty clear what they were throwing at you. But, you know, there are a lot of situations where it's just like, whoa, like you could have just swept some bad energy away from your door with your cinnamon broom and been done. You know what I mean? Like you could have just washed the walls with Florida water and been done. But here we are, like, and you're trying to, you know, commit murder or, you know, ruin someone's life over some petty stuff. And, you know, it doesn't just have to be root working. Like, I see it in social media, I see it, you know, in regular life. Like, I think that there is a serious disregard for other people's feelings and the impact that that has, you know, long term. So definitely, this law is asking us to, you know, look at our community, look at the people. Tyra, we're not going to go bother him. He's fine. And you're not going to like what he has because you think you have something better. Anyways. But yeah, looking at the community and trying to, you know, be empathetic, trying to use that empathy, read other people's emotions, see where they're at, see what they can actually handle, see what you can handle. Make sure you're not upsetting yourself, hurting yourself, making yourself into somebody that, you know, is constantly tearing down your own self and constantly disappointed in your own self and making yourself too. I think all of those aspects of this law are so important, and all of the laws, you know, all of the 42 laws, it's about that balance. It's about that balance within yourself, the balance of the, you know, masculine and the feminine, the balance of those energies, the balance of yourself against the community, yourself against family, the family against the community. All of them can be studied and considered in that different aspect. So spending a little time going over them one by one, I think, is also as important as reciting them top to bottom, you know, daily or however it is people choose to do. Okay, so our other studies. See what see what it is. Okay. Hold on, can I just make sure that's not what I mean? Okay, yeah. Oh, that's like close, but it's not.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
How would you do this?
Crazy. Okay. Okay. Thank you. I need this. Well, I need this card and I need the book. That was always on the table. Okay. Be gentle. All right. So we have Den Chem, the crocodile. I don't know if we already did the conjoined crocodile. There's another symbol that like looks like this, and it is this, but it's like a conjoined crocodile, but it's a different symbol. All right, so this is a symbol of adaptability and cleverness. The crocodile can survive in water and land, and also, I mean, adaptability for sure. The crocodile is like the only dinosaur, right, that's still alive that managed to make it through. Maybe you can see a little better. All right, let me see here.
What, Mama? What, Mama?
All right, so adaptability, cleverness.
Give me a cup. Okay. Give me a cup.
Okay. Turbulence and change are a few constant features of life. To be able to thrive, manage, and get through these ever-present challenges means adaptability is key. Allow yourself to shape-shift to whatever the situation requires of you. Learn to survive on both land and in water, figuratively. Additional meanings are flexibility means survival. Being fixed is not always the best approach. Always ensure your actions are beneficial to you. I think that, you know, this would be a really good a good symbol to use on, you know, your your candles or your petitions or whatever. If you are either in the midst of like a scheme, like, you know, you're trying to get some stuff done, you're trying to keep stuff under the table until it gets there, you're trying to, you know, do your best to do your works under wraps, kind of, and, you know, in the way that cleverness does, you know, it's not the most completely out in the open obvious thing, but, you know, you're just trying to make sure everything comes together. Oh, did you know what I just realized? The whole point of like all of this was I bought this like microphone so that I could have better quality sound. So let me see, and I meant to use it today, so don't let me forget, you guys. All right, and just tell me if it doesn't work. I tried to get this one with this long wire. Let's see.
Okay, Mama. Why did you do that?
I see. Okay, you can hear me, right? I hope. Tell me if you can't hear me. Is probably what's necessary. But yeah. Okay. So.
Why do you take wonderful? Why do you
So yeah, using this one when you're trying to be clever, when maybe also when you need a solution, you need this type of energy in your life, that would also be a time that you might put this at the end of your petition, you know, beneath your name or whatever. But yeah, I think this one is a really good one. You can get these Adinkra cards at adinkraliving.com. And that is it for that today.
What? Why
All right, so we're on page 178. Working the sacred calabash. Calabashes for Saramaka women and women throughout Africa are a woman's thing. The trees that they come from are owned by women, the fruits are processed by women, and the finished product belongs to women. African women all over use calabashes for drinking, washing, eating, serving, carrying water, as well as for musical instruments. A net of beads is strung around them to play as a shakir. The bowls are used as decoration. I like to use my calabash for serving my man his food. I also use it to drink my water or fresh juices. A special large gourd also serves as my spiritual wash bowl when performing purification ceremonies. Recently, I've been using my gourds not only to eat my greens from, but also to create my own shakir, which creates beautiful, soul-stirring sounds. Thanks to my mentor and teacher for this most ancient sacred instrument, Sister Queen Cheryl Thomas, it is a joy to play the calabash. It helps me to ride on and keep time with the rhythmic melodies of the universe. It is also a joy to serve the fruits of the earth in this calabash. My family and friends testify that my calabash ware gives our meals an extra special vibration. That kind of reminds me of the copper cups, you know, and other, you know, little elements that can add a really sacred touch to your meal or your home. In the Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, Marie Kondo also talked, or no, it wasn't in that one. It was in her second book, The Spark Joy, I think is what she called that one. And in that book, she talks about, you know, utilizing special dishes on normal occasions, you know, just daily to not only get the use out of this beautiful object, but to bring joy to how you eat, how you live. And this is something I've always really tried to apply, is to bring out these beautiful things, use these beautiful things. If I buy a, really nice jumpsuit or something, I'm going to wear it, you know what I mean? Even if it's just to go to the store, I'm going to put it on and feel good and look good and enjoy the beauty of these sacred items. So it's kind of the same with the calabash, using something that in this case is a little more simple looking than, say, fine china, but it still has that beautiful vibration, those elements. Oh, please don't. It's going to be a lot of noise. But yeah, it still has the vibrations, the energy, the care put into them, and the love of seeing it, that natural look of wood or plant product.
Why did you
My longtime friend Charlene Haylager of Brooklyn, New York, named her boutique Gourd Chips Boutique after the gourd, and to this day, her beautifully designed gourd works.
Wait.
Please don't touch it. Please. Thank you. Named her boutique Gourd Chips Boutique after the gourd, and to this day, her beautifully designed gourd works are part of the permanent collection of the DuSable Museum in Chicago, the Children's Museum in Indianapolis, and the Weekville Museum in Brooklyn. Hail you, enter of the temple of the soul, who weigh heaven and earth in the balance. Givers of food to the soul, hail Tatunin, creator of women and men, from the substance of the inter of the south, north, west, and east. Give praises to the Lord of Ra. So here we have the Sacred Woman 7-day fast. For body, mind, and spirit wellness and divine pampering, take special time for yourself is the best thing a woman could do. All right, I'm assuming that you guys can hear me because I haven't really seen any commentary saying otherwise. So I'm guessing it worked. All right, follow the 21-day natural living preparation cleansing before taking this fast. So hopefully you've been at least kind of following along with the instructions. Maybe you've been implementing more smoothies, cutting back on meats. Hopefully have cut out most, if not all, drugs and alcohol. I mean, it's okay to be doing it occasionally, but we're trying to not spend all day wanting a drink and then, getting shit-faced every day, however it works, however your schedule is, whatever. We're trying to cut out those types of things so that by the time we do a fast like this, it doesn't totally incapacitate us and make us hate our lives. So the 7-day fast can be done every single month, once a month if you'd like. Fasting on predominantly green juices, herbs, and nutrients will aid in the prevention or decrease of bloating, irritability, PMS, heavy menses, and clotting. You'll be more at ease, energetic, and emotionally stable. Also, when you do this, I suggest getting a multivitamin to do. I just got one. I got Blood Builder because I think I have, issues with my iron. Like, it's not as low as it's been in the past, but it's definitely not good. So I got that, what it's called, Blood Builder is the brand or the multivitamin's name. And it does have other things with the iron so that it doesn't make you nauseous or constipated, which iron tablets will do to people. So yeah, make sure you get, your own multivitamin. Maybe do a pendulum reading and to decide which one to get. Maybe just get yourself a bunch of powders to add to your smoothies at intuitive will. However it is you go about it, make sure you're ensuring that you're getting enough nutrients and getting all this goodness in you so that it's a full, really good detox. If you're confident, though, in how you make your smoothies and the amount of greens and the ratio and everything, I mean, more power to you. That's really good. I'm not that good yet. Let's see. before breakfast, so we have, this is going to be the general schedule, it looks like, for the day. So, before breakfast, have the juice of 1 lemon, 1 to 2 tablespoons of castor oil, or 2 teaspoons of cold pressed olive oil. So, whichever one you have. I think castor oil kind of has more of a cleansing thing going on, but olive oil, I mean, it will still get the job done. I just know castor oil is like really known for cleansing you out. It's why it's like so dangerous for, I know everybody in their like 9th month of pregnancy is always like, let's just do castor oil. But really what castor oil is doing is just, making you release. And so that's like the hope, is that all those muscles will just kind of release and the baby will come out. It's not that safe. It's not that safe. Like there's some people who can like actually know what they're doing, but again, it's not really just something that you should be passing around on the internet and like taking risk at random. So, because that's what it's for. That's what castor oil is definitely for. So we're going to add a little bit of that before you do anything, before breakfast, before everything. When you rise at 4 a.m. or 6 a.m. or 8 a.m., however you're doing it, you rise up. The first thing you should do is go prepare that glass of water and carry it around with you for the next 30 minutes. Try and drink it down with the juice of lemon in it and a little bit of oil in it. Hopefully you'll be able to finish that off quickly though, so that you're not trying to like choke down oil for 30 whole minutes. But do your best. Breakfast, juice of 2 grapefruits or 3 oranges, or you can have half a cup of strawberry, blueberry, or cranberry juice mixed with more water. So this is like a juicing fast. We have then for lunch 8 to 16 ounces of green juice. I suggest you split that into 2 juices. Like have one a little before 12, have the other maybe an hour and a half later. That way you get both of them in and you're not just trying to do one and be full. It's really difficult to have a filling smoothie like that. And so yeah, I just suggest having 2 different smoothies of, equal sizes with, greens, a little bit of fruit and, maybe honey or something to sweeten it up, so that you're not trying to gap between breakfast and dinner with just one smoothie, with like one big smoothie. Because at first it's really hard to drink that whole one big smoothie in one go, and second it's like impossible to feel full on that. So I'm like pulling this around. Okay. So then we have dinner is another 8 to 16 ounces of green juice. Also drink 1 pint to 1 quart of distilled water at room temperature. We have here also, you can be adding alfalfa and dandelion. These come in powdered forms that you can buy. You can have about a spoonful of each. That's what I do. You can do about 1/3 to a tablespoon to a full-on, just spoonful, however much you think you can handle. Because I think you should start on the lesser side and then go up, just because it can get tasting real green real fast. You know what I'm saying? And that can be hard to digest. Not to digest, to get down your throat, and it can get kind of powdery too. So you want to be careful. You can also have wheatgrass, which comes and spirulina. Spirulina comes in powdered form. Wheatgrass comes in liquid or powdered form. Blue-green manna. All of these greenish colored ones are really excellent for your body, for your blood, for the oxygen levels, for your nutrient levels, for a lot of different things. 4 to 6 tablets, 2 or 3 times a day. If you're going to be doing stuff like that, you can also add it to your smoothie. Like, I don't see why not. There are certain things that you can definitely just add to your smoothies, or you can just, like she's saying, take a supplement of some sort. You can also be doing a daily quart-size enema while you're doing this, if you're comfortable with that sort of thing. If you're not comfortable with it, I wouldn't suggest, going all out, and like doing that daily, you know what I'm saying? But if you wanted to try, do it once, or if there's a local place that you can split yourself and get your colon cleanse, definitely go for that. Herbal laxatives, you can be taking, she has the Heal Thyself herbal laxative, 3 to 4 tablets to 8 ounces of warm distilled water daily. You can be taking your own form of laxative. I prefer tea forms usually, just because it's like I can drink it down pretty fast and like start feeling the effects. But there's like tablet forms that you can find. Always make sure you research what's in them, make sure it goes with your lifestyle, especially if you're pregnant, trying to get pregnant, breastfeeding, you have high blood pressure. There's like a number, there's a whole bunch of things. So make sure you thoroughly research any laxatives before you take them, especially if they're anything more than like a quick, mild, small laxative. Daily, we should also be doing, thank you, 20 to 45 minutes of sacred movement, dance of the womb exercises. Before or after you do this, do at least 100 fire breaths a day. I totally forgot to do that today, but we'll do it next time, or we'll do it if I remember at the end of this. But let's see. So do 100 fire breaths per day. Try to do that maybe right before you start your dance of the womb. The music is playing around you, because you'll be able to play whatever music you want, unlike me. So you just play whatever music really fills your soul with fire, and just dance. You can do the yoga. You can do dance of the womb. Make get that 20 to 45 minutes. I'm like holding a key my daughter brought me. 20 to 45 minutes of this exercises daily. She has another supplement here, Heal Thyself Woman's Life Herbal Formula, 3 tablespoons to the 5 to 6 cups of water daily. So again, you're just, of course, she really needs to go over here. Okay, no. It's not. I can't have you over here. There's like wires and wires. Okay, so repeating your womb affirmations. I know I labeled one of the videos with that. We also have some on the Patreon. If you have the book, it's page 62. And she also has clay applications. If these are all not things like, I don't feel like you're like, I need to Amazon Prime myself everything now. Like, do what you have at home, and then think about incorporating these other things as you repeat this process once a month, right? Maybe once a month when we're doing our different other parts of the gateways. Just have a week where you do your green juice fast for 3 to 7 days every month. So let me see, where was I? Oh, I also forgot, every other day have a Dead Sea salt bath or a spiritual bath of some sort. We're going hardcore, y'all. We're going to be doing the baths. We're going to be doing all of this stuff every other day. So starting like tomorrow, starting today, however you want to do it, do your spiritual bath to kick yourself off, like start off good, and, work your way through all this. So yeah, we're going to be doing our womb affirmations. The womb affirmations can be said while you're in the shower or bath. They can be said while you're doing your womb dancing. You can just have one that you're repeating to yourself the whole time, one that you've written on the wall for that day, or whiteboard, or however it is that you're doing this. Then there's the clay application. You apply clay on the pelvis 3 times in the week. If your condition is chronic, you should apply clay daily. You just apply the clay to your womb area, cover it with gauze, lay back and meditate or rest, and allow the clay to take out the toxins. I do have a clay recommendation. I want to say, I forget the name of the shop. Wow, I'm the worst. All right. No, I'm not the worst, but I'm mad at myself because I really wanted to share it with you guys. But I'm going to definitely write that down and make a post to share with you guys a couple clay recommendations just to start having in the home, because there are so many people. Queen makes really good products, but hers can be kind of expensive, and then also like the shipping times can be a little bit longer. And so there are a lot of smaller businesses out there where people make their own clays and products, conditioned soaps. That's the other thing. This shop also makes some really good conditioned soaps. I have a couple of recommendations for that. So that way you guys can start, stocking up on these wonderful items that you can have just to do your spiritual baths, your sacred bathing, and not feel like you never have anything. That way you can start building up your healing bag or cabinet, however you do. Where are we? We have sweat baths. Alternate showers and sweat baths every other day. Sweat baths, I know where Queen is, where Queen is in New York. I know there's like sweat lodges and stuff that you can attend. She's like loves showing you things. But if you don't have one, obviously that's not necessarily possible. Wear white each day of your fast during the early morning prayer time, or at least when you return home from work. So try to find a time to wear white this week, or wear white all through the week if you can. Celibacy, we have fasting from sexual intercourse during the 7-day fast. This is an appropriate time for your mate and you to explore alternative ways of expressing lovemaking. Neither person should feel unloved, abandoned, not paid attention to, neglected during this time whenever you do any sort of celibacy fast or, sex fast, whatever. Make sure that no one feels neglected. No one feels like, oh, this is like all about the other person. They're not even thinking of me. Like once a month they want to do 7 days of them doing them and like don't even want to look at me. Like that should not be happening. Strive also to help cleanse your mate's diet for a true unification of the relationship to take place. This provides an excellent opportunity for your union to grow. You can both pray together. Okay, thank you, little flower. Develop better communication for understanding, patience, and healing. You can work on the qualities that allow your relationship to endure and flourish. All right, and so that's going to be every day this week. We're going to be trying to do our best to do as much of that as possible because it is a lot, and that does sound like a full-time job, especially if you have a full-time job. So do the best that you can to incorporate at least, the diet changes. Try and incorporate a little of those different things into yourself. Whatever it is that you have the strength to do that day. If you come home and you're like, there's no way I'm going to be prancing around the house, ringing bells and womb dancing right now, just take a moment to sit and like play music or have silence, just be in the silence or stand outside and close your eyes and just breathe the air. Find a moment to, really connect with yourself daily and make a moment to have a sacred connection with your food and with yourself. All right. No, this doesn't come down though. That's the issue. It's the issue.
It's broken.
It's not broken. It's just not hard. All right. So finally, this is the huge part. This is the other part of the homework. This is the other part of the homework. We have to clean our kitchen, scrub our kitchen healing laboratories down. If you have not yet done it,
It's it.
thank you. I don't know what you're saying. Okay. Okay. First, scrub the kitchen healing laboratories Wash your cabinets, your drawers, your floors, your tabletops, all with natural soap and ammonia. If you don't have ammonia, use Florida water, use, I don't know, some kind of cologne, whatever it is that you use. Make sure you physically clean your house, and then spiritually cleanse your kitchen, sorry. And make sure that when you're going through each cabinet, get rid of everything that's expired, especially, even the dried goods, all those little things that you're always like, oh, like maybe I'll eat that later, like next time. And then it's like, it's been there for like a year. Get rid of it. Get rid of all those things that are not serving you. You know what I mean? Clean out those cabinets, organize them, however it is you've got, at the best you can with what you have in your home. Organize it the best you can, cleanse it out the best you can. Then
let me see. 1, 2, 8, 9.
close. Next, put up a sign at the entrance of your kitchen in the form of a wood carving or a poster saying your name's Kitchen Healing Laboratory, or you can say Mott's Kitchen Healing Laboratory, say to Tommy, say your name, say whatever. Or, you can say ancestral, maybe. I'm trying to think of another way we could do that. The ancestral cooking, healing laboratory, kitchen laboratory. Or you can say, I don't know, one of your ancestors' names, if there's somebody whose spirit you evoke every time you get in the kitchen and who you want to think about every time you get in the kitchen. My other final suggestion for the kitchen while you're cleaning it up, while you're doing this kitchen healing laboratory sign, is to make a kitchen altar, just a small little something to add some level of decor and sacred energy and beautiful space to your kitchen. So if you have like a window seal or a shelf that was put above, or you can just install a shelf, like no one will care. However it is you can do it. I mean, finding those little ways to make it sacred, add like a little decor or something, make it so it's someplace that you want to go, that you enjoy going. So it's like it's clean in there, it's organized in there. You've gotten rid of all the things that you don't really want or you don't really use. And then therefore it's like an easy place to use. It's an easy place to clean up. It's an easy place to be. It makes you joyful. And so that's what you're really looking for with your kitchen healing laboratory. Now that you've done all that, you put up your sign. Now you're going to smoke cleanse your kitchen. You're going to take your sage or your incense or your cinnamon sticks or your, I don't know, a bundle of herbs if that's what you do, or loose ones on top of your little burning coals, or however it is you do smoke cleanse the kitchen. You're going to burn frankincense or myrrh over charcoal in a fireproof pot weekly. She recommends you do this weekly sacred cleansing of your space. Cleanse it, clean it all up, put everything away, and then use that sacred smoke all through it. Every morning, usually I try to burn a cinnamon stick through my kitchen just so I can get in the mood. There's something now about the smell of cinnamon that just gets me in the mood to like see my space all put together, see my things all well done. It makes me feel like home. My husband still complains though. I think the only one that he has never complained about, no, actually, no. He complains about all of them, except for incense. Like certain ouds and like incenses, like from the Middle East and North Africa, and East Africa, he really likes. But like other than that, if you burn it around him, he'll be like, what's that? What's going on? Like, are you burning cinnamon again? Are you burning Palo Santo? Are you burning sage? He gets so annoyed. He's like, what is going on? All right, so. Also, she wants you to make sure when you've cleansed out your kitchen, make sure you've purged yourself of the fast foods, the processed foods, the foods that you are 1,000,000% sure that you are never going to eat again. So keep in mind for us, right, we've decided that, our lifestyle is mostly plant-based, but occasionally if your life occurs that there happens to be me, or we're trying to have a joyous time, I see no reason why people can't occasionally enjoy themselves. So keeping something like, say, a can of condensed milk, I don't see the complete issue with doing. But if you're 1,000% sure, you're like, I'm going raw. You don't need to. Please what? Like you want it on? I don't understand. Then you can make sure, or if it's like, say, hot dogs, like let's commit to like not eating hot dogs anymore or something, like that type of thing is like, oh, that's like 100% sure. I'm pretty sure I'm just not going to be eating hot dogs again. Like I can eat these other foods, but just having hot dogs sitting around my house to boil up and slap in a bun and squirt mustard on and eat, that's not me anymore. I'm not doing it anymore. So, find those foods, the processed foods. If you're not eating white flour anymore, do that. I was reading an article the other day that was very interesting to me because it was saying like the superfood that people aren't eating is actually fiber. And it was like so simple. Like that was the point, obviously, was it was supposed to be laughing, people are like, it's acai, it's, you need to eat spirulina, you need to eat this like mystical grain from the, Poconos, but and lo and behold, people just needed to be eating more broccoli. Tyra, please. I don't know what you're trying to get, but I can't have you over here.
No.
You're so angry.
Okay.
Okay, I can't have you touch that either. All right, but anyway, so just make sure you're getting enough fiber in your diet. You're not stressing so hard about all these like weird little details about like cholesterol and whole grains and stuff, unless it's like that, or not whole grains, what's the gluten or something, unless it's like your doctor is actually like, no, actually that's something you particularly should be looking at. Make sure that you're not getting stressed up on all these little details because people are just trying to sell products, at the end of the day, and so finding like wonderful things to eat is one thing. Like chia seeds, I'll never give that up. That's such a good food. You know what I'm saying? It's perfect. It's simple. You make it. It's delicious. You can add so many things. You can change the flavors. But at the end of the day, them proclaiming that, everybody should be eating this, it should replace everything. That was just, a marketing scheme. And, we have to kind of recognize that a lot of these, it's just a marketing scheme. It's like at the end of the day, you really just need to make sure you're getting enough fiber and like protein and a little bit of sugars, like some hearty grains. You know what I mean? It's not like the most complex thing that they try to make it. All right. So then we're going to, so make sure you fill up your kitchen with the healing things that you need. I have my fridge filled to the brim with frozen fruits. I went to Safeway and they had like frozen dragon fruit and stuff. So I was like, okay, because I like adding the little bits of frozen fruit to the smoothie just to give it that coolness and the thickness. But I did also get some ice. I'm going to be real with you. I did not do well with, cutting out bananas. That was my vice this month. Like, it feels so impossible when I'm switching to like that vegan diet. It's like you're saying I can't make banana bread. The banana is what makes the smoothie creamy. You saying like, I'm like, I convinced myself to eat so many bananas. That was way over. But I'm like, whatever. I feel really good about like a lot of the food choices that I made this month, and a lot of the health choices that I made. So the bananas, they were a vice and I blew it, but I'll forgive myself. So, vow to yourself to maintain your laboratory in this height of consciousness, in this clean state. When you do your cleaning of like your refrigerator, I always suggest finding, I don't know if she made this video back when she was still going by. Wonderful. I don't know if she still made this video back when she was still going by Newbie I, or if it was like right when she switched to going back to like Lisa Marie. But Lisa Marie Goodson had like a video of her fridge, And it's like, I always recommend you go to this video if you're trying to get inspiration, because it's like you open her fridge, everything is like laid out so you can see where it is, you know what's in her fridge. It's all put away in like all of these health foods, they're all put away perfectly. At the top, there's like a little platter with a pitcher with some water with some lemon. And because her fridge is so full of healthy foods and because it's so clean, she can just have that pitcher, in there. And she has, two little cups sitting there waiting for, her and her husband to drink if they need to partake in some refreshing, flavored water. And that has like a little vase with a flower in it in the fridge, so it's like the whole thing is this sacred experience. Just to get a glass of water is a sacred experience. And so, obviously, if that's really difficult, you're probably not going to just like get all that done tomorrow or today or this week. But keeping that in mind as a goal, that's my goal. Is I'm going to be trying to clean out my fridge and make it a beautiful place. Maybe find a way to get some flowers in my fridge. If I do, I'll definitely take a picture so that you guys can get a look at my fridge. But yeah, I've been trying to really make sure I find ways to incorporate those little sacred touches, and finding those little sacred touches in the kitchen. I feel like a lot of people don't think of the kitchen as a place to put those beautiful sacred touches, to make into a sacred space, a beautiful altar, to take the ritual of cooking 3 times a day, how many ever times you prepare in there, and turn it into a sacred moment, into something beautiful, into something to be cherished. So yeah, that the decor part is also, part of that height of consciousness in your laboratory, is that level of cleanliness, that level of organization, as well as the health foods that are in there. Because you can buy a whole bunch of health foods, and I know we've all done this, and just toss them in there with all in their plastic bags. You don't know where is what, you don't know what's what. And so yeah, anyways, here's what I'll do too. I'll go on Pinterest and find a whole bunch of really good fridge ideas, and you should do it too, definitely. And we can just see if we can share them on the Patreon, fridge inspiration or kitchen healing laboratory inspiration, to get us really juiced and motivated for this week. All right, let's wrap this up. Let me see, I'm like just talking. Rehabilitate your taste buds. Consuming these foods this week is going to really change your taste buds. So don't forget that the first 2-3 days of you having these smoothies, it's going to be kind of hard, especially if you haven't been, as faithful to switching to a more healthy, generally healthy diet, with that 80% raw and vegetable diet. It's going to be a little more difficult. It's going to feel like you have to kind of choke down these smoothies, force them down your throat. But as you progress and your taste buds change, you'll find that, and a lot of people, who have tried this before know, that you no longer crave the hot dogs and these other meats. You actually start to really enjoy all of the brilliant flavors that herbs and plants have to offer. So, those types of things, it's like a habit with your taste buds. Like a habit takes 30 days of you doing to really commit. And your taste buds take days of eating those other foods to really change how it responds to the foods that you put in your mouth. Sour foods, lemons, limes, grapefruits, so the citruses break up the mucus and your congestion. So that's why they usually say, get the oranges. I see. Looks good. So that's why they usually say eat the oranges when you're sick. Eat a lemon, a lime, a grapefruit, 1 piece of citrus daily while you're doing this too. 1 to 2 times a day, putting that lime in your drink, right? That's the one we're trying to do. But even if, you can't commit to that, always finding a way to incorporate the lime, the orange, the grapefruit, that type of thing. Bitters, cleanse and build up the blood. So we have another small healing mixture. Sorry, I'm trying to see how much water. Okay, so these are a bunch of different ones. So you can take aloe, 1 tablespoon with your water, golden seal, a fourth of teaspoon, 7 days on and 7 days off, wood root steep 1 teaspoon in 1 cup of water, and dandelion herbs steep 1 teaspoon to 1 cup of water. So I think dandelion's definitely the one that probably everyone has. I think I also have aloe in my cabinet or in my fridge. But yeah, finding those other ways to cleanse and to build up the blood. Dandelion especially, I think we've all seen those articles where it's like dandelion root. I think I was in an article like a couple weeks ago on Facebook that was like the dandelions growing through the cracks on like the floor in the cities is more nutritionally dense than something. I forget. It was something like what, you can, but it was such a cool like idea, because it also gives you the idea that like you really do have plants and food growing all around you that, as root workers, that's something that we should be aware of. That's something that we should know is, what foods are growing, through the sidewalk and on the side of the road that are of use, not only for working the roots in a spiritual, magical sense, but also for actually healing physically and eating physically your foods. And it also reminds me of like this weird anime I was watching once where this guy was like, what's it called? He was walking home with this girl, and then he like stops and he's like, oh, there's this food, and he just stops and like starts gathering off the sidewalk, and she's mortified in this like little anime. She's all mortified that he stopped and is just gathering some random roots off this, like digging them up off the side of the road, but he's like, oh, it's gonna be delicious, it's gonna be great. And I love that. I think that, again, it's just knowing your community, knowing your city, having that connection with the plants and nature. I think you can do it. So then we have chlorophyll foods are also a priority. Kale, broccoli, string beans, chard, wheatgrass. All these cleanse and build the blood. Have 1 quart to 2 or 3 times a day with your 1 quart of distilled room temperature water. So in this case, these things can be in your smoothie. I mean, the kale and the chard and the wheatgrass. I don't know about broccoli and string beans, but broccoli and string beans can definitely be chopped up small and put into those big abundant salads that we were talking about, where you put in all these vegetables, and then it's you spread that delicious dressing spread that you either bought or made, hopefully. I'm still trying to get a food processor. I'm probably going to get one this week so that I can start making, some dressings, because I'm like, oh, I don't like buying them, and it's always kind of a risk, having to buy a random person's what's it called, their vegan dressings, because you just never know, with the vegan dressings. It's every dressing I grew up on has dairy, and I don't know, I don't always want to do ranch, even though there is vegan ranch and it has the same flavor palette or whatever. But yeah, I'm like, what, Thousand Island, all of these ranch and little Caesar salad, that's the one, Caesar salad dressings, like all of those dressings have some form of animal or fat or something in them. So, and they're definitely not that great for you. So you can definitely make your own with like nuts and those healthy fats that will make it creamy and pouring nicely all over your food and delicious. Finally, we have red foods that she recommends you do, because red foods are really good for the blood. They're really good for the womb, especially these red foods are good for the womb. So cranberries, raspberries, radishes, and cherries cleanse and build the blood as well. Try and consume those as much as you can. Those are like the womb foods. Those are the really good foods, especially if you do have issues with your menstrual cycle. Eat the red foods, the red vegetables, the red foods. Finally, it's the season this month, or in the next few days. Wonderful. Okay, so the final suggestion, because it's the season, try and grow your own herbs. Try and make a little herb garden. Go on Amazon and get one of those like $20 with lots of compartments. Fill it up with some dirt and plant some seeds all in there. I know on Etsy, I got this last year. I'm about to try and use those seeds this year. I don't know how much that works. But they still sell it's like an herb garden packet, and you can just buy it for $10 and they'll send you, a mixture of all of the most popular herbs or like vegetables to use in a garden, and make your own little garden and use those herbs in your food. That's another way to get really connected with your food, to infuse your ashe into your food, and to also add that extra element to your food that makes it so delicious. Having those herbs is absolutely key, I think. Like, I'm always like, if I don't have fresh basil, I'm always thinking about fresh basil. So, the power that it adds to your food to have those fresh herbs, can't be compared at all. After picking them, you can also hang those up to dry in your kitchen. Make it, have them hanging from the ceiling or however you do it, and, add another element of decor as well as usefulness. Prepare a tea to drink for healing with them. Add them to your healing soups and let them steep with your vegetables. So you dry your own herbs and use them, and it adds just, another level of utility to what you've just been doing. So it's like you don't even have to worry I grew so much, the time is so abundant. No, just dry it out, hang it upside down, let it dry out, and continue to use it for your work or use it for your cooking. Finally, familiarize yourself with the diet so that it's something that's inherent to you, that you can just kind of pull up all of these ideas whenever you need them, and just continue the cycle of healing. All right, so our Sacred Foods End of the Week commitment is: I commit myself to establishing and continuing the wisdom of Ta Earth and the power of sacred foods in all the areas of my life. So that is our attitude for this week. And then as we move on to Sacred Movement, next month is Sacred Movement, and y'all, you're going to want to do your fast so that you feel totally cleansed and light and prepared, and light in the colon area, and prepared to move and connect with your body and connect with your womb. Next month, we're going to be doing a lot. We're going to be doing a lot of movement, a lot of stuff. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, and I can't wait to start Sacred Movement with everybody. This is one of my favorite gateways, and I think a lot of people enjoy it too. But yeah, so I think that's it for today. I'm not going to keep us much longer, but thank you so much for joining me, and may your ancestors and spirit guides be with you at every crossroads. I'll see you guys next Monday at 8 a.m. Black people time. And thank you so much for being here this whole time and for hanging with Tyra. Can you say thank you?
Thank you.
Say have a good day.
Have a good day.